systemic abuse of power in Rohingya refugee camps. Camp-in-Charge, CIC, accused of grave sexual assault, extortion, and illegal detention of a minor. Location: Camp-16, Block D4, Ukhiya, Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. Date of incident: April 7th, 2026, approximately 1:40 p.m. Primary target: 𝐻𝐿, 40, a vulnerable Rohingya woman. Secondary target: her 16-year-old minor daughter. Primary accused: 𝐐&𝐀 𝐒𝐿, Camp-in-Charge, CIC. Camp-16, under the Refugee Relief and Repatriation Commissioner, 𝐅𝐼𝐿. 1. Executive Summary. This investigative report details a horrific case of state-authorized abuse of power, corruption, and gender-based violence, GBV, inside the Rohingya refugee camps in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. On April 7th, 2026, a senior government officer, Camp-in-Charge, CIC, 𝐿&𝐀 𝐒𝐿, directly assaulted a 40-year-old Rohingya woman, 𝐻𝐿, by forcefully violating her modesty to confiscate her mobile phone. The victim was attempting to document an illegal demolition and financial scam orchestrated by the CIC administration. To suppress the evidence, the CIC subsequently weaponized law enforcement agencies to illegally detain the victim's 16-year-old minor daughter. Due to linguistic barriers, the raw video testimonies are entirely in the unwritten Arakanese/Rohingya dialect. Global social media algorithms failed to flag or viralize this incident, leaving the victims trapped in a cycle of institutional silence and fear. 2. Background: the 4 million BDT housing and ration scam. The assault was not an isolated altercation, but the direct result of an active financial syndicate. On January 21st, 2026, a devastating fire destroyed numerous shelters in Camp-16. At the time, CIC 𝐿&𝐀 𝐒𝐿 falsely informed the victims that the government and NGOs had zero budget for reconstruction, forcing the refugees to borrow money and sell personal belongings to rebuild their shelters independently, costing up to 50,000 BDT per family. Once the shelters were completed, the CIC suddenly announced a forced eviction, claiming a specific NGO project would dismantle and replace their homes. Local investigative sources reveal that a covert financial contract worth approximately 4 million BDT, 40 lakh taka, was signed between the CIC administration and the NGO syndicate. When 𝐻𝐿 used her mobile phone to record this corrupt eviction and the seizure of local Ramadan rations, she became an immediate target. 3. Detailed account of the assault and violations. 1. Severe sexual assault and violation of modesty. When the CIC realized his corrupt activities were being filmed, he, along with local camp leaders, Majis, named Simu, Noman, and a community broker named Akhtar, aggressively cornered 𝐻𝐿. Seeking protection under her religious garments, 𝐻𝐿 hid her phone inside her clothing. According to verified video testimonies from the victim, CIC 𝐿&𝐀 𝐒𝐿 forcefully inserted his hand inside her upper clothing, garments/burqa, and explicitly assaulted her chest to rip the phone away. This act constitutes a severe criminal offense under domestic and international human rights frameworks, completely violating her physical autonomy and religious dignity. 2. Psychotic abuse of power and illegal hostage-taking of a minor. Fearing exposure after local human rights journalists began calling his official number to investigate, the CIC escalated the terror. He deployed units of the Armed Police Battalion, APBN, to hunt down the family. Unable to find Hosne Ara immediately, the CIC and police abducted her 16-year-old minor daughter and held her hostage inside the CIC office for over an hour. The minor was subjected to extreme psychological trauma and threatened with fabricated criminal charges unless her parents signed a blank confession/bond paper, absolving the CIC of all wrongdoing. 4. Legal and structural failures. This incident highlights a catastrophic structural flaw within the refugee management system. Refugees cannot bypass the CIC to file a police report because the perpetrator is the highest judicial and administrative authority within the camp. The victims are blocked from accessing justice. This act directly violates the Constitution of Bangladesh, Articles 31 and 32, right to protection of law and personal liberty, the Penal Code of Bangladesh, Section 354, assault or criminal force to woman with intent to outrage her modesty, the Women and Children Repression Prevention Act 2000, the International Child Act 2013, regarding the unlawful detention and intimidation of a minor, UN Interagency Standing Committee IASC Guidelines on Protection from Sexual Exploitation and Abuse, PSEA. 5. Urgent direct demands. We call upon the government of Bangladesh, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, and international human rights watchdogs to take immediate action. Immediate suspension and criminal investigation. The Ministry of Public Administration and the RRRC must immediately suspend CIC Rintu Bikash Chakma and launch a transparent, independent criminal investigation. Protection for the victims. UNHCR and UNFPA GBV subsector must immediately step in to provide physical security and psychological rehabilitation to Hosne Ara, her 16-year-old daughter, and their family. Dismantling the camp syndicate. An immediate audit must be conducted into the 4 million BDT housing scam and the illegal seizure of Ramadan rations by the local brokers, Simu, Noman, and Akhtar. Bypassing the CIC for justice. Establish an independent third-party grievance mechanism in the camps so that refugees can report abuses by government officials without fear of retaliation. Note to human rights investigators. The raw video evidence containing the direct verbal testimonies of the mother and daughter, along with the recorded phone responses of the administration, have been archived and translated. For access to the raw video files and further field coordination, please contact local human rights desks immediately.